Since its grand opening on October 1st of 1971, Disney World has become one of the most popular vacation destinations, a place also considered by many to be the happiest place on Earth, if you have money. And with it being such a magical place, don't you just wish that you could live there? Well, with its 27,258 acres of parks, hotels, a fire department, a gas station, a shopping center, and even a dog care place, it almost feels like it's its own town or city. A place that you could call home. So with the help of some math and Disney cast members, I was able to figure this out for 2018. That being, is it possible to live in Disney World? After looking at this analysis, this makes the idea of living in the happiest place on Earth kind of seem like living in the most depressed place on Earth. Not gonna lie. The things you have to risk and give up is kind of sad. But anyways though, how are we gonna live in Disney? Well, there is a community in Disney World that's called Golden Oak where you can live there, but the houses are not exactly what one would say affordable. Other than that, there can't be any other way to live there. So I punched in some numbers and made some phone calls to figure out how possible would it be. And here are my results. But first we need to figure out, where are we gonna live? Clearly the only other place that we can call home is in the resorts. In total, there are 25 separate Disney World resorts, and they're all put into 3 separate categories, lowest being the value resorts, middle being the moderate, and the highest being the deluxe resorts. So obviously we want to focus on the value resorts. Now it's very hard to put a median price for these hotels because the hotel industry goes up and down depending on seasons. For example, on New Year's Day, hotel prices will be skyrocketed high, but then during the summer, the prices drop. The cheapest hotel on Disney property is Disney's All-Star Resort. Of course, cheap being that it is the cheapest. These prices are still crazy, but this is all we have. So because we can't predict what 2019 hotel rates are, let's just pretend that we want to try and live in Disney World at the beginning of 2018. I've gathered up All-Star Resort's hotel rates and added them all up. Yep, day by day. It probably took day by day to do this, because it literally took hours. So when you add it all up, it equals $49,942. So then I wanted to figure out what the average would be. Now we shouldn't take the average very seriously because in the hotel industry, rates change like crazy. Now if I were to somehow make a deal with Disney that I could stay for this one flat rate price every day, this is more than likely what they would give me. Now if you take this $49,000 and divide it by 365, you will get $138. So some of you may have an underlining question. Would you even be allowed to stay in the exact same room for 1 year? I went ahead and I asked a cast member at the front desk, and this was the answer.
No. Most likely no.
No?
Can I ask what this is for?
YouTube?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you want a room for a whole year?
Yeah.
I don't believe we do like long-term stays like that, no.
Could I switch rooms?
I mean, if you had like reservation after reservation, we can't kick you out or anything. It would be expensive, but I don't see why not.
So basically, you would have to stay in multiple rooms for 1 year, and I'm not exactly sure how many times you would be transferred from room to room. You could be in this room, in that room, all sorts of rooms. Yeah. Also, by the way, I don't think that this cast member known as Casey would ever see this, but I do have to say thank you for putting up with an awkward person like me and answering a question that you probably would never answer in your entire career until I showed up. I will be sure to give you some positive feedback on guest relations. Now you may be wondering about the car situation. Well, you don't need a car. You can take the bus to work, you can take it back, it's all free. If you want to take the monorail, you can do that. So thankfully, transportation in total is free. For the phone situation, I would say you don't need a plan. Clearly you can have a phone if you already paid for it. But you don't really need data and you don't really need calling because there's Wi-Fi all over Disney property. Now that we have that covered, let's go to food. So clearly we're going to eat at the closest place possible, which is inside of the resort. And also the best place to get cheap food there, cheap in quotations, is in the food court. The cheapest item on the menu for breakfast is $5. So the cheapest thing for lunch and dinner would be $6.49. That would equal $17.97. Now then, for the beverage part, you're actually able to ask for a cup of water from the tap. Saves you a ton of money because I don't think buying water bottles would really be a good idea. That means in total for 1 month, which once again is an average because of the hotels fluctuating, it would equal $4,780.93. So now that we have that covered, let's talk about the most important part of this entire experiment, which is of course the parks. It's the entire reason that we're in Disney World in the first place. So obviously paying daily for this makes absolutely no sense. You should become a Disney Pass holder. That will come to a grand total of $467.54. So that means to live in Disney World in 2018, it will cost $57,838.70. At that point, it really comes down to how possible it is for you. Even if you had a significant other and both of you worked inside of Disney for a third-party company, you would still not be able to afford it. You'd need to bring along 4 people to make this possible, and they would all have to get a job inside of Disney Springs, and you'd all have to share 1 hotel room. Yeah, that doesn't seem very easy for most people to do. Unfortunately, there is no minimum wage that would help that inside of Disney in terms of the Disney Springs shops or McDonald's or cast members. Wait, well, there is that option. So if you didn't know, as a Disney cast member, you get a ton of discounts on food, hotels, you get to go to the parks for free. What would happen if you're a Disney cast member that lives in Disney World? Is that possible? If we did the math, would that make everything cheaper and possibly even affordable for a cast member? And this is where the benefit comes for being a cast member. From March to November, there is a 50% off deal for most resorts. If we were to apply this to All Stars Resort, this new median would go from $138 to $69. Through December to February, this percentage goes to 60%. So that means that you'll be paying $55.20. So yeah, the price just got a lot better. Now then, for the food, inside of All Stars food courts, it is all 20% off. So you'll be paying $4 instead of $5 for breakfast, and $5.19 instead of $6.49 for your lunch/dinner meal. Nothing changes for the maids, it's $20 every week. That means monthly to live in Disney World as a cast member, it would cost $2,512.64, or $30,151.70. Now then, as a cast member, would you be able to afford that? As of right now, you would not. If you were a couple or had a roommate, yeah. But in the future, an interesting thing that's been recently happening in the news is that Disney is gonna raise their minimum wage to $15 an hour. Now this $15 an hour is not coming for a few years until 2021, and even with that minimum wage increase, you still wouldn't be able to live in Disney World. You'd be like $2,000 off. And remember, that's not coming for another 3 years, and by then, the prices for all of this may rise. So we'll have to see how much prices go up for Disney hotels and all that stuff. But I was thinking about something else, just for fun. Literally, just for fun. I was wondering how much would it cost if you wanted to go all out. Like, let's say that you were an extravagant, eccentric millionaire that just wanted to literally pay as much money as he or she could in Disney World for a year. And the results are pretty crazy. So, the most expensive place, according to cast members, is Cinderella's Round Table, which is $67.93. Right away, that is like 6 days already of just a meal for just the normal calculations that we had, just for breakfast. For lunch, it is also at Cinderella's Round Table, which is $89.46. Now, here's the crazy part for dinner. It is a beefy $800. This is for something called Chef's Domain Dinner, and this is basically a special occasion sort of thing, honeymoon, you know, not your usual thing that you'd go out to eat at Disney, especially on a budget for families. And you get to interact with the chef and how they cook and stuff. It's very exclusive. It is daily for the most part, but so that means every single day it would cost $957.30. $2.39. For 1 month, that'll be $28,721.70. That's close to how much a cast member would pay in total for an entire year to stay at Disney. Now then, as for your place to stay, clearly the All-Star Resort is too cheap. So if we're gonna stay in a resort, it has to be the most expensive one, and that would be the Grand Floridian. But even staying in a usual Grand Floridian room, which can go from $500 to $700, is not enough. Instead, we should stay in the best room in the house, which, if you got the average daily price, would be $2,661.80 per day, which would mean for 1 month would be $79,854.25. Now remember, that is just for 1 month. That already tops what a non-cast member would pay in total for 1 year if you combined all of their expenses. So that's crazy. And this is without adding anything else that you would be spending at the Grand Floridian and at Disney World for that 1 month. For tips, I would expect for it to be a lot more, like $80 a week instead of $20 a week, so yeah. And also, who needs the bus? You know what I mean? You have a ton of money. Use the minivans. They're a lot better and more expensive. I would think that someone would use them mostly just once a day, of course forward and backwards, so that's around $50 a day. That monthly total for everything, if we add everything together, the monthly total would equal $110,295.95. So that yearly price would come down to $1,323,551.40. It still beats living in the homes, but that is a crazy price. And also, actually living in the house would make more sense because, you know, you get to keep it after you pay it off. So the final answer? Yes. No. Depends. Financially, and also insanity-wise. You'd probably be like a really insane person to do this, especially changing hotel rooms like a million times. So yeah, that's it. I would really love to see someone actually attempt this. Someone like, this seems like a Mr. Beast type of video, but I would like to thank everyone who was involved in making this video. This is probably the first time that I could say that this was not just a one-man army video in a long time, especially in this type of caliber. There definitely was a lot of work put into this one, especially on the math side and with the cast members and stuff. This is definitely unique for me, and I hope to make more videos like this to broaden my content. So other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.